Welcome. Tonight you will gently drift into a quiet story. It is not a story of conflict or excitement, but of calm observation. You are Zendaya, a well-known actress to the outside world, admired on red carpets and celebrated in films. But here, away from flashing cameras, you are simply yourself, living through the still rhythm of another day. This is not a day of premieres or interviews. It is a day in Jordan, in a quiet town resting at the edge of the desert, where the movie Dune is being filmed. Far from Los Angeles, far from the streets of New York, here you wake to a slower pace, surrounded by landscapes that have stood unchanged for centuries. As the desert wind moves across the horizon and the morning sun begins its slow climb, your day quietly unfolds. You open your eyes to the pale light filtering through the curtains of your hotel room. The fabric is heavy, but not thick enough to stop the first rays of desert sun from softening the edges of the room. The air is cool at this hour, long before the heat of the day arrives. You are staying in a hotel just outside the filming site. It is a small town, where stone houses rest low against the earth, and narrow streets connect quiet courtyards. Yet, your hotel is different, built with a touch of modern comfort. Its halls echo faintly with the sound of water running in distant fountains. Palm trees rise in the inner courtyard, their fronds swaying gently when the breeze comes in from the desert. Outside, there is a swimming pool, its surface smooth and reflective in the early morning stillness. You breathe in, letting the silence of the room settle around you. The bed sheets are crisp, the pillows cool. Slowly, you stretch. Your body lengthens as you raise your arms overhead, feeling the muscles ease into wakefulness. There is no rush here. The day will be long, and filming will begin only after hours of preparation. For now, the moments are your own. From the window you look out. Beyond the neat garden of the hotel, the desert spreads endlessly. It is vast and golden, with ridges of sand shaped by wind. The horizon is distant, hazy, softened by the early light. Standing there, you feel the quiet weight of time, as though the dunes have been waiting for centuries, untouched by change. You step into the bathroom. The tiles are cool under your feet. Water runs clear and steady as you wash your face. The sound is gentle, constant, like a stream in the distance. You brush your teeth, comb your hair back, all with measured movements. Soon, breakfast awaits. You walk into the dining area of the hotel, where the space is calm and spacious. White tablecloths cover the tables. The staff moves silently, respectful of the early hour. Around you, the dining room is not crowded. A few members of the film crew sit at other tables, speaking in low voices. Some are reading, others are simply eating, their eyes distant with sleep. As you finish, you take one more look out the large window. The sun has risen higher now, spreading brighter gold across the desert. The day has begun, and with it, the slow and steady rhythm of your work will follow. With calm steps, you return to your room, preparing yourself for the next part of the day. Soon, you will leave the quiet comfort of the hotel and move toward the world of cameras, scripts, and costumes. But for now, you hold on to the silence of the morning, letting it rest in your mind like a protective layer. The transition from rest to work begins here. You leave your hotel room slowly, the door closing behind you with a soft click. The hallway is quiet, lit by warm lamps fixed along the wall. You walk at a steady pace, passing through the lobby where a few crew members are gathering their things. Outside, the air is already changing. The morning coolness is fading, and you can sense the desert heat waiting to rise. The sky is pale blue, without a cloud in sight. A car is waiting to take you to the filming site. It is not far, only a short drive through the narrow streets of the town, and then into the open, dusty paths that stretch into the desert. You sit in the back seat, the sound of the engine steady, the road unfolding quietly before you. Out the window, the landscape is stark but beautiful. Flat stretches of sand, occasional clusters of rock, and in the distance, faint shapes of mountains blurred by heat. You arrive at the base camp for the film. Here, a small village of temporary buildings and tents has been set up. There are trailers for actors, stations for costumes and makeup, and open areas where equipment rests neatly in rows. Cameras, lights, cables, all waiting for the day's work. Your first stop is rehearsal. Inside one of the tents, the air is cool thanks to a quiet hum of air conditioning. The script lies open on a table. You sit down, your posture relaxed but attentive, and begin to go over your lines. The story of Dune is vast, filled with politics, history, and emotion. Your character carries a sense of mystery, one that demands precision in the way you speak, the way you move, even the way you pause between words. You read aloud, slowly, repeating each sentence until it flows naturally. The tent is quiet, only the faint sound of paper shifting as you turn the pages. A coach joins you, sitting nearby, listening carefully. Together, you discuss tone and pacing. You practice again, speaking the lines with slight variations, sometimes softer, sometimes firmer. After rehearsals, you step outside. The air has grown warmer, the desert sun shining high above. A group of managers approaches. They are part of the production team, people who coordinate schedules and ensure everything runs smoothly. Next, it is time for costume and makeup. You walk into another trailer, where the cool air greets you once again. Inside, racks of clothing line the walls. Each outfit is carefully arranged, pressed, and labeled. Fabrics in muted tones, heavy cloaks, layered textures, all designed to fit the world of Arrakis, the desert planet of Dune. The costume designer greets you warmly, guiding you toward today's outfit. It is long, earth-colored, with folds that echo the movements of sand in the wind. As you step into it, the fabric brushes lightly against your skin, its weight grounding you. Assistants adjust the fit, tightening straps, smoothing edges, ensuring that every line falls just as it should. Once dressed, you move to the makeup chair. Bright mirrors line the wall, their light steady and even. The artist works carefully, applying foundation to soften your features, shadows to define your eyes, and subtle tones that transform you into your character. The movements are precise, unhurried. Brushes glide across your skin, powders settle like fine dust, colors blend seamlessly. You close your eyes, letting the process wash over you. Around you, the room is filled with quiet activity. Another actor sits nearby, their costume being adjusted. Conversations are soft, almost whispers, as though everyone is aware of the calm rhythm needed before the intensity of filming begins. When the transformation is complete, you look into the mirror. The face that looks back is yours, but also not yours. It belongs to someone else now. To the character who will step into the desert, speak her lines, and become part of a world that does not exist outside this story. The hours of preparation bring with them a sense of stillness. The outside world, with its noise, its demands, its distractions, feels far away. Here, in this small trailer, time seems to slow. Each step, each adjustment, each quiet instruction builds toward a single purpose: to prepare you for the scene that awaits. Soon, the call will come. Soon, you will walk out into the desert set, the sun high above, cameras waiting. But for now, you sit still in the chair, the weight of the costume grounding you, the makeup settling into place, the lines of the script quietly repeating in your mind. This moment of pause is its own kind of ritual, the bridge between your morning self and the role you are about to inhabit. The call finally arrives. A quiet knock on the trailer door, followed by a voice reminding you it is time. You rise from the chair, the weight of the costume settling across your shoulders, steady and grounding. The trailer door opens, and the outside air greets you once more. The desert has fully awakened. The sun is high now, bright and unyielding, casting long shadows beneath the tents and trailers. The heat presses gently against your skin, not yet unbearable, but insistent. The ground is pale and dry, small stones crunching under each step as you walk toward the set. Ahead, the world of the film begins to reveal itself. A vast structure rises against the horizon, the spaceship built for this production. It is not a real ship, of course, but a set piece, a careful construction of steel, wood, and design. Still, it towers above, its dark metallic surface contrasting with the endless beige of the sand. The edges are sharp, the scale immense, as though it has truly descended from another planet. Around the ship, crew members move steadily, each focused on their task. Some adjust lights, tilting them until they fall at just the right angle. Others handle cameras, their lenses gleaming as they are carefully wiped and set. Thick cables trail across the sand, leading back to generators that hum quietly, a low, constant sound beneath the desert wind. You stand still for a moment, letting your eyes rest on the structure. Its presence is imposing, but also strangely calming. A reminder of the scale of the story you are here to tell, and of the many hands that have come together to make it real. Timothée Chalamet is already there, dressed in his own costume. His outfit, too, is long and layered, built for the harsh world of Arrakis. He gives you a quiet smile, not too wide, just enough to acknowledge the shared moment. You nod in return. The two of you do not need many words. Both of you understand the rhythm of these days. Long hours, repeated takes, steady patience. Before the cameras roll, there is rehearsal on the set itself. You walk through the lines again, voices low, movements unhurried. The director stands close, explaining adjustments in tone, in posture, in the angle of your gaze. You listen carefully, nodding, repeating the scene with slight changes each time. Step by step, it begins to feel natural. The heat grows stronger, and crew members move with bottles of water, offering them to actors and assistants alike. You take a sip, the water cool, the taste clean, and then you return to your place on the sand. The cameras are set. The director calls for silence. Slowly, the noises of the set fade away. The hum of conversation stops. The shuffling of feet quiets. Only the wind remains, moving across the dunes, carrying faint whispers of sand. The clapperboard snaps gently, marking the scene. The camera begins to roll. You speak your first line, your voice calm, steady, shaped by the hours of practice earlier in the day. Timothée responds, his words carrying the weight of his own preparation. Together, the dialogue unfolds. Each sentence falls into the desert air, each pause filled with the silence of the landscape. Around you, the crew watches, unseen but present. Cameras capture every detail, the tilt of your head, the movement of your hand. the way the fabric of your costume shifts as you turn. Each motion matters, even the smallest. The scene continues. You walk across the sand, the grains shifting softly beneath your boots. Timothy follows, the two of you moving in rhythm. Behind you, the vast spaceship looms, its metallic edges catching the sunlight, glowing faintly against the horizon. The first take ends. The director steps forward, offering calm adjustments. A line should be delivered with more hesitation. A gesture should be slower. A pause should linger longer. You nod, listening closely, and prepare to begin again. The process repeats, take after take, each one slightly different, each one honing the scene into sharper focus. Time begins to blur, not in a stressful way, but in a calm, steady rhythm. Hours pass like grains of sand, each one falling quietly, unnoticed until you pause to reflect. Between takes, you sit under a shaded tent. A soft cloth roof blocks the harsh sun, creating a pocket of cooler air. An assistant offers another bottle of water, along with a small cloth to dab your forehead. You take both gratefully, enjoying the brief stillness. Around you, conversations continue in hushed tones. Technicians checking equipment, makeup artists retouching powder, costume assistants smoothing fabric. Then, another call, and you return to the set. Again, the cameras roll. Again, the scene unfolds. By the time the director is satisfied, the sun has begun to lower in the sky. The light has softened, turning golden, casting long shadows across the sand. The spaceship gleams with a softer glow now, less harsh, more dreamlike. This final light is captured on camera, the desert transformed into a canvas of warm tones. When the last take is called complete, there is a soft murmur of relief across the crew. The cameras are switched off, the equipment carefully stored, the set slowly quieting down. You and Timothy exchange a few words, not about the scene itself, but simple words of gratitude, of acknowledgement. Another day's work completed. You walk back toward the trailers, the sand crunching underfoot, the desert air cooling as evening approaches. The vast spaceship remains behind you, standing silent, like a monument left alone in the empty expanse. The day of filming has ended, but the calm rhythm of the evening is about to begin. Soon, you will share a meal with the crew, a moment of quiet companionship after hours of steady labor. Soon, the night will come, and the desert will fall silent again. The sun lowers further as you make your way back to the hotel. The desert air has shifted, cooler now, carrying with it a faint scent of dust and stone. Shadows stretch long across the ground, and the pale blue of the sky deepens into soft tones of amber and violet. The day's filming has ended, and the quiet promise of evening begins to unfold. Back at the hotel, the pool glimmers faintly under the fading light. Palm trees sway gently in the evening breeze, their fronds whispering a rhythm that blends with the distant hum of night insects. The once bustling lobby is calmer now, voices lower, footsteps slower, as cast and crew return from their long hours in the desert. You do not retreat to your room yet. Instead, you walk toward the dining area, where the tables have been set for dinner. The space feels inviting, the warm glow of lamps reflecting softly against the polished wood. Outside on the terrace, small lanterns flicker, their flames steady despite the breeze. The meal tonight is simple, yet rich in flavor, a spread of Jordanian dishes prepared for the crew. On the table before you, there are bowls of hummus, its surface smooth and glistening with olive oil. There is falafel, freshly fried, its crust crisp and golden. Plates of warm pita bread are stacked neatly, ready to be torn and dipped. Alongside them are small dishes of olives, pickled vegetables, and fragrant herbs. You take your time with each bite. The hummus is creamy, the falafel earthy and spiced. The bread is soft, its warmth lingering on your fingers. Each taste carries with it a sense of place, a reminder that you are far from home, yet welcomed by the flavors of this land. Around the table, the crew sits together. Conversations are quiet, a mix of English and Arabic, words flowing steadily but never rushed. Some talk about the day's work, the details of the scene, the way the light shifted across the desert. Others speak of small, everyday things, a phone call home, the weather, a memory of another shoot long ago. You listen more than you speak, content to let the voices surround you like a soft current. Timothy sits nearby, his posture relaxed, his voice low as he speaks with another actor. The director shares a quiet laugh with a cameraman. There is no rush, no performance, no pressure. Just a meal shared after hours of labor, a small circle of companionship in the middle of the desert. After dinner, you linger for a while longer. A cup of mint tea is placed before you. The aroma rises, fresh and sharp, mingling with the warm evening air. You sip slowly, the taste soothing, cleansing after the heaviness of food. The lanterns flicker, casting gentle patterns of light and shadow across the table. Eventually, you rise. The night deepens as you make your way back to your room. The hotel hallways are nearly silent now, only the faint echo of footsteps in the distance. You unlock your door, step inside, and close it behind you. The room is dim, the desert outside visible through the window as a vast darkness, broken only by the faint shimmer of stars. You prepare for rest. The costume has long been returned to the wardrobe, the makeup washed away. Your skin is clean, your hair loose. You change into soft clothes, the kind that carry no weight, no expectation. The bed is neatly made, sheets cool against your hands as you pull them back. Before lying down, you pause at the window. The desert stretches endlessly, unseen but present. You imagine the dunes out there, silent under the stars, holding their shapes against the wind. You think of the spaceship set, now empty, standing like a forgotten monument. You wonder how many more scenes will be filmed there, how many more times you will walk across that sand. And then, as your thoughts drift further, you wonder about what will come next. Another role, perhaps, another world to step into, another story to carry forward. But for now, that is far away. You turn from the window, slip beneath the sheets, and settle your body against the pillow. The air is still, the night quiet. Your breathing slows, your thoughts soften, and the rhythm of the day begins to fade. Conclusion. And so, the day ends. From the quiet awakening in a hotel room overlooking the desert, to the long preparations of costume and rehearsal, through the hours of filming beneath the sun, and finally into the calm of an evening meal shared with companions. Your day has passed in measured steps. The desert outside remains eternal, its silence vast, its dunes unchanged. But within, you have lived another chapter of your life, one that will become part of the film and part of the memory of those who worked beside you. Now, there is nothing left to do but rest. The lights dim, the world quiets, and you allow yourself to drift into sleep. Good night.